Daf Tzadik Gimel. We're holding Omer Le'Rav on the top. Omer Le'Rav L'Rav Var Mari Yimino Amil Stomer Inchi. From where is this matter derived? Where people say Basar Mari Nichse Tzivi Mesheich, drag wood after a property owner. In other words, help out a wealthy man even in a small way, as this may lead to you benefiting from him. That's the word. Basar Mari Nichse, drag wood after a property owner. Or Basar Mari Nichse Tzivi Mesheich. Omer Le, the pasuk says V'Gamalit Ha'elech Avram Tzayin Uvakar V'Elim. So, and late also, who went with Avram, had flocks and herds and tents. Connection with the incident of Avram and Abimelech mentioned in the Mishnah, the Gemara quotes a related statement. Amar Rav Chanan, Hameisid Din Al Chaveri, one who passes the judgment of another to heaven, Hunenesh Tchila. He is punished first. Shenemar Vatemer Sarai El Avram, and Sarai said to Avram, Chamosi Alecha, my wrong be upon you. I gave my hugger to you, and when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. So the Eibishter judged between me and you. Sarah stated that Hashem should judge Avram for his actions. See, Avram, this but the Sarah of the case, and Avram went to mourn to Sarah and to weep for her. So Sarah died first. And this matter applies to a situation where he has someone to do judgment for him on earth and has no need to appeal to the heavenly court. Rabbi says, or to he who cries out to Hashem, or to the one about whom he is crying out. Son of Brisa, both one who cries out, the one about whom he is crying, are all included in the pasuk, the cries of an orphan who is mistreated. But the quicker to be punished, the one who cries out, than the one about whom he is crying out. That you see by Sarai. Rabbi Yitzchak says, the curse of an ordinary man should never be regarded as light in your eyes. Abimelech cursed Sarah. This guy in Bizarro, and it was fulfilled in her descendants. Behold, it is to you covering of the eyes. Amar lo. He said to her, since you hid from me, and you did not reveal that Avram was really your husband, and you caused me this suffering. So your descendants, your children will have covered eyes. This guy was and we see, and it came to pass that when Yitzchak was old, his eye was dim, so that he could not see. A person should always be amongst those who are pursued, and not amongst the pursuers. None amongst birds are pursued more than doves and pigeons. In other words, the predators hunt them. And from all the birds, the pasuk deemed them fit to be sacrificed in the Mizbeach. Now, next part. Regard to a person who says to another, blind my eye, cut off my eye, break my leg, and he does so the latter is chayiv to pay for the damage, even if the injured party explicitly instructed them to do so, on the condition that he will be exempt from payment. But if he instructs another to damage his property on the condition that he will be exempt from payment, he is put. But what's the difference? In the first case, what's the difference in the latter case? Says in the case of the first clause, he is chayiv, despite the fact that he was instructed to carry out the injury on all the conditions that he be exempt. The person does not forgo compensation for damage on his extremities, such as his eyes, his hands, and feet. So when he told the guy that he would be exempt, he wasn't even sincere. So Amarle, Rav Asi Rami said to him, but does a person forgo compensation for his pain when he doesn't lose a limb. The Tanya Hakeni Ptsani, person who said to another, hit me or wound me, I'm not lifted. Additionally, you'll be exempt from my payment. Pater is pater. So according to Rabbi's reasoning, you should be liable in the case as well, as a chazagash should be that he was not sincere. So Ishtik Rabbi was silent. He didn't know what to answer. So Amar Rabbi said to him, Midi Shmiel Ach, have you heard anything regarding this matter? Trisha says it's because loss of a limb may result in a family flaw. It may cause harm to the family name. One who loses a limb not only suffers pain, his family suffers as well. He's not in a position to be meichel the guy for the harm caused to his family, but he may forgo compensation of his own pain. So if he instructed another to injure him without causing a loss of the limb, on condition that the guy will be exempt from payment, the guy is exempt from payment. Also, because of the family flaw. A person is not allowed to forgo compensation for damage of the extremities. It says, there is a yes that is based on another factor, and is like no, and is not viewed as giving consent. And there's also a no that is based on the factors like a yes. And although one said no, is as though he gave haskam. In this case as well, where he said on condition he is pater, he was not sincere. Tanya Namachi was taught also in the Raisa, Hakeni Ptseni, Amanas Lifter, Ramale Hain, Hadayesh Hain, Shukalav. So there's a yes, like a no. Kras Ksus Amanas Lifter, if he says, tear my garment on condition that I will be exempt from payment, Ramale Lav, and he says no, Hari Lav Shinkain. So the no was like a yes, since he meant that he did not want to exempt from payment, he would not ask him to do so. Mishnah Tana teaches that if one instructed another, Shaber is Kadi, break my jug, Kras Ksusi, tear my garment, Chayiv, he is Chayiv, to pay for the damage. The Mino, the Gemara says, I want to ask you, Stira, the Pasuk says with regards to Hashemer. If a man delivers to his neighbor money or kalim or for safeguard, the Chacham learned from this Pasuk that the Shemer is chayiv for the item that was given to him, lishmer, to guard, where it was given to him, but not where it was given to him to destroy. Lishmer, to guard, not to rip. Lishmer, and also when you say to guard, but not to where it was given to distribute for the poor people, which is mashma the shemer is not high for damage. It's an item that was told to tear, even if the owner did not state that it's on condition to be pater. Rav Huna versus Lekasha. It's not a shaila. Hadasili day, hadale asili day. Mishnah with that obligation to pay for the damage is dealing it with a case where it came into his possession, and he was responsible for it before the owner instructed him to tear it. Therefore, even if he was instructed to tear, he's chayiv. And that brayso which exempts him from paying is discussing where he did not come into his possession. Lishmeir says to safeguard, indicating that it came into the possession already. This is the case of the brayso that rules his pater. Ella, where Rabbi says, this and this are discussing a case where it came into the possession. Well, the kasha is not a question. This is discussing a case where it came into his possession as an item given for safeguarding, and his pater, if the owner stated explicitly that it will be this case. And the Bryce is discussing a case where it came into his possession as an item given for tearing. The Gemara says a story. There was a certain purse full of stock of money that came into the city of Pumbedisa. After Rav Yosef Gabiahu Gavra, Rav Yosef gave it, deposited it with a certain man. Shabo, the man was negligent in guarding it, and also Ganov Ganhua, the Ganovim came and stole it. Chayv Rav Yosef made the shemer chayv to pay compensation. Or the Abaya said about Tanya, but the pasuk says the shemer v'lechal ganim, just to guard, but not when it was given to distribute to the poor. This seems to teach to guard the money that is distributed for the poor, since there's no halacha of shmira. So the Yosef said to him, "Ani de pobedisa mikotz kitzbuhu." The poor from Vedisa have an amount that is set for them to receive. Each person already had a specific sum designated to him. And accordingly, in this category, it's Avlishmer who safeguarding. Therefore, he is going to be Chayiv. Hadin Lach HaChevel. We have now completed the perek of HaChevel. Now we're going to begin the next perek of HaGrizel Itzim. Perek Chi. HaGrizel Itzim Ason Kalim. If a person robs another of wood and fashions it into Kalim, Or a person who robs a person's wool and fashions into garment, he pays the robbery victim according to the value of the good at the time of the robbery, but he not need to return the kalim or garments. He has acquired the stolen items because they had undergone a change. If one robbed another pregnant cow, and then it gave birth while it's in his possession, or if a person robbed another of a that was laden with wool, and the robber then sheared it, the robber pays the value of a cow that is ready to give birth, or the value of an that is ready to be shorn. He pays the value of the animal at the time of the robbery, and the calf, the wool remains his. It goes up if he robbed another cow, and it became pregnant and in his possession, or if a person robbed another and it became laden with wool in his possession, he has to pay the value of the time of the geneva. This is the general rule. All robbers pay according to the value of the stolen item at the time of the robbery. Amri, the Chacham say, now, it says, it's mashma that the Mishnah, that if one robbed another of wood and fashioned it into kalim, yes, the robber acquires the wool due to the change. But shipon, if he merely sanded it, then light, the robber does not acquire it, as this is not a significant change. Similarly, Samar Vasa Begodim in Daf, if a person robbed another of wool and fashioned into garments, yes, he has acquired the wool due to the change. But leave none. But if he merely washed it, then light, he has not acquired it. What I mean, I want to ask you, Shalaf, another brisa goes like it's a mishipon. If one robbed another of wool and sanded it, avon of a sitzon or a wool and washed it, Sember, the or wool and washed it, pishtam vinikol, or flax and cleaned it, Shalaf Shasak Zeli, pays according to the value of the item, the time of the robbery. This brisa teaches that even a change such as sanding wool is regarded as a significant change. Okay, so the Gemara says, Amar Rabbi, Tani Dun, Tani Shina Rabbanon. Tana of our Mishnah teaches that Allah with regard to change deemed significant Midrabanon, which is not deemed significant Minateda, the Hadar. It is as reversible. All the more so if the robber affects a change deemed significant Minateda, a irreversible change requires a stolen item due to the change. Gemara says, accordingly, it must be, in the case of the Mishnah, where the change is irreversible, where one robbed another. Stated with regards to the one who robbed another sanded wood. And what are they? These are boards that the robber used to construct the kalim, which is a change in which the item can revert to its original state. As the robber desires, he can disable them. Similarly, in the case of one who robbed another wool and fashioned into garments, but Semer refers to wool that was given already spun, the Shini, which is a change that can be revert to its original state. If he wants, he can unravel them. The Mishnah teaches that the robber acquires the stolen item by making these changes, and the more so by a change from Deiraisa. Baya continues his explanation with Tana Bra, and the Tana of our Brisa teaches that with regards to Shini Deiraisa Tani. A change deemed significant Midraisa, Shediraban like Tani, but he does not teach a Shini Midraban. It's possible that he maintains that the robber does not acquire the stolen item due to such a change. Rashi says, Tana Dilana Mishni Deiraisa Tani. The Tana of our Mishnah also teaches that with regards to the change deemed significant Midraisa. Kalim, the case of one who robbed another of a woman fashioned into Kalim, that's referred to a case that instructed Wuchani pestles, the high new shipment, which is an analogy in the case where one side of them sits a pestle is formed by trimming the wood in a reversible manner. Similarly also, the case of Mishnah, one who robbed another wool and fashioned into garments, and Namte referred to one who fashioned the wool into pieces of felt, which is the Haidashini to the other way, which is a irreversible change. And now the Gemara asks, but does washing affect a significant change, so that a person who robbed another wool and washes it, acquires the wool and pays the value at the time of the robbery? And I'm going to ask you a question. He's believing that the Mishnah is discussing a case of the first of the sheared wool, which was given to the Kohen. The owner of the sheep did not manage to give the sheared wool to the Kohen before he dyed it, so he's potter from giving the Kohen as the obligation is in effect only with regards to wool remaining in the original state. But if he washed and did not dye it, he's obligated to give to the Kohen, which is mashma that washing does not affect a significant change. Rabbi says like Kasha. It's not a question. It depends. Tanya, with regard to a braiso, with regard to the first of the sheared wool, if one sheared it, spun it and wove it, and mistar, the wool shul does not combine with the wool from the other sheep to constitute the minimum quantity of wool which one is obligated to give the first of the sheared wool to the Kohen. Libnei. Now, if a person washed it, Rabbi Shimon says, it is not combined with the wool of another sheep, as washing affects a significant change. And the Chachamim say, no, if it is, as washing does not affect a significant change. Their opinion corresponds to the opinion in the Brisa and the Mishnah previously mentioned. Rava says, of Shimon, this and this, both the Mishnah and the Brisa are, in fact, Shitas of Shimon. The Kasha is not a question. The Mishnah is referring to a case where one untangled the strands of wool by hand before washing. In that case, the washing is not fully effective and does not affect a significant change. Or the Sakis Aruki, the Brisa is referring to a case where one combed it before the washing. The washing is more effective and consequently affects a significant change. The Mishnah is referring to a case where one merely whitened it, which is not a significant change. The Kabri Kaburi, the Brisa is referring to a case where one bleached it with sulfur, which is a significant change. Now the Gemara says, Hashto. Now that you said that according to Rabbi Shimon, dye does not affect this change. Liban Avishine. So he's saying that Seva is not a Shine, it's Liban Avishine, not the Tanya, the Rabbi says, but it's a Lishan. So, if one sheared a sheep one by one and dyed the wool of each sheep before shearing the next sheep, or Lishan one by one he wove them or spun them, so if he dyed it, it is mitzdarf. It's mashma that according to Shimon, when dyeing the wool is not a significant change, so how can you maintain the washing isn't? Or Rabbi says like Kasha, this is not a difficulty. Or Rabbanan leave it to Shimon, or Shimon Yudah leave it to Shimon. Statement that washed wool does not combine with another wool. It's the opinion of the Chacham according to the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. The statement that even dyed wool combines with another wool is the opinion of Shimon and Yehuda. According to the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, there's a machlekes that the mother of Shimon rules with regard to this issue. Rabbi says, there's not an argument in Shani Tzeba, and dye is different than since one is able to remove it with soap or return to its previous state, it's not a shade. And that which was taught in the Mishnah said above, that she's potter, that the halacha was established according to all the opinions. So the halacha, and we said according to everybody, but with regard to the indigo, which cannot be removed with soap, and therefore it affects a permanent, therefore a significant change. Amar Rabbi, Rav Shimon Yehuda, V'Shama Rav Elazar and Yaakov, Rav Shimon Lazar, Rav Yishmael Kulis Relahu, they all hold Shini became Imid. They all hold that a change that despite a change, the changed item remains in its place. The changed item is still considered to have the status at hand before. Otherwise, says Shimon, we just said, he says that even according to Shimon, even if the wool is dyed, it still combines the wool of another animal to constitute the quantity of wool for which one is obligated to give the first of the sheared wool to the Kohen. What do you see this Bishamai that he maintains that undergoes a change is considered to have the same status as before it changed? The Nasla Chitin Vesnana. One gave a Zena wheat as her payment, and Vasol sailors, and she made into sailors, or Zesa Vasol Sheman, who gave, let's see, olives and made into Sheman, and Noma Sayain, Tani Chada Aser, Tani Dak Mutter. So one says that's us to bring us a carbon, one says Mutter. This of Tani Gudrin. This is was taught in Gorian, that they me asperic, and asperic. Shama is Misil Matirin, and my time in the Shama, or Kra, Gam Shem, that Abishinim, it says both of them to include both of them, Bislim, or Kra, him, or they Shinim, not their. But not they're changed. So the Gemara asks, but according to Rabbi Shammai it says Haim. So they are not their offspring. Still Tati Shamasmire, but still says in both from the sword, Haim Lishanim, Haim Livasim. I think one of his still Nami Oksiv Gam. So when the bomb to Gam, the Visil is a kasha.
Oh, that hurts enough.
Okay.